Hello, second graders. Welcome to a new math lesson. We are on lesson 3. So lesson 1-3, make a 10 to add, page 13. All right, let's start. How can thinking about 10 help you find 9 plus 3? Use the 10 frames and counters to show how. So this is the 2 10 frames that we have. And the idea and the concept for today is how to make 10 help you to add fast and accurate. All right, let's see page 14. All right. You can make a 10 to help you to add. So this is what we're reading. So what we have, 8 plus 5. So what we need to do, make 2 counters to make a 10. So these are the 10 frames. Then add with 10. That will help you to get your answer easy and accurate. All right. Convince me. Why do you move 2 counters to add 8 plus 5? All right. Let's go back here to page 13 and let's answer that question. How can thinking about 10 help you to find 9 plus 3? So first, let's fill our 10 frames with 9 counters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is my 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's my first add-in. The second add-in is 3. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. So now I have 9 in the first 10 frames and 3 in the second 10 frames. Going back to what I just learned, that making 10 help you to quickly add and get your answer right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move one of my counters from the second 10 frames and I'm going to fill the first 10 frames. Now I have 10 and I have 2 left on the second 10 frames. So 10, now it's easy for me to count. 10, 11, 12. So now I know that 9 plus 3 equals 12. Let's go for page 14 and try to answer this question. Make, we're here. Okay, make a 10 to add, use counters and 10 frames. So this is our 10 frames, all right? So we have 7 plus 4. So in first 10 frame, I have 7 counters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then in the second 10 frames, I have the second add-in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move counters from the second frame to fill the first 10 frames to have 10. And that's exactly what we have here. So we have our 7 counters and I add 3, move them from the second 10 frames to have 10. So now I have 10. And how many counters left for the second 10 frames? Only 1 counter or 1 cube. So now I have 10 plus 1 equals 11. That's mean 7 plus 4 equals 11 and 10 plus 1 equals 11. So if I write here 4, I know my answer would be 11. So that was easy for me to add and count. All right. Let's go for next page. All right, page 15. Independent practice. Make a 10 to add. Use counters and 10 frames. So now this is your turn to practice. But I'm going to help you with the first question. 8 plus 4. 8 plus 4. What we need to do, we need to have a 10 frames and fill 8 counters or draw 8 dots on the first part of the 10 frames and then 4 in the second 10 frames and make a 10 and add the rest. All right, let's go for page 16. 10's team scored 16 points in a game during the first half. They scored 9 points. How many points did the team score in the second half of the game? So they first scored 16 points in a game during the first half, and then they scored 9 points. How many points did the team score in the second half of the game? So we're asking ourselves, how many points did they score in all? 16, right? And that's mean I have the total. So the total is 16. How many did they score? 9 points. So I have the total 16. I have one addend 9. Now I need to get the missing addend. So I'm going to say, for example, if I say here, I know that 9 plus something equals, and I have the total 16. That means I have to count after the 9 to get 16. And we'll see how many we count. Or we can use the 10 frame. So after 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So how many counters did I use? 7. I'm going to put 7 here. So what will the points, how many points they score on a second half? 7. Why 7? Because I know that they score 9 in the first and total 16. So what's missing was the second part. All right. Number 16, the school has a clothing drive for charity. Anna's class donates 8 coats. Nico's class donates 5 hats. Adam's class donates 8 coats. How many coats were donated in all? So now I'm only looking for the codes. Remember, sometimes they give you more information, but you're not going to use it. So I'm looking only, as you see, codes. I'm going to see schools has a closing drive. Anna's class donates 8 coats. So that's my first addend. Nico's class donates 5 hats. I don't need to look for the hats now. Adam's class donates 8 coats. So that's my second addend. So now these are the 2 addends that I'm going to use them for my equation. 8 plus 8, and I'm going to have the total here. All right. Number 17. Draw a picture to show how you can make a 10 to help you add 3 plus 5 plus 9. Explain your picture to a friend. So what we need to do, we need to do 10 frames. So you're going to make the 10 frames, and then you're going to put 3 plus 5, which is 8, and one 10 frame, and the second 10 frame, you're going to put the 9. And then after that, you're going to add them together. Okay. Last question, 18. Use the 10 frames to show how to find 5 plus 7 by making a 10. Then fill the gray boxes. So this is your 10 frames. You have 5 and you have 7. Remember what we need to do? We need to move counters or cubes from the second 10 frames to fill the first one. Or the opposite, you can move from the first 10 frames to fill the second one. But all what you need to do, you need to make 10, and then the remaining will be in the second 10 frame. So you will draw that here using the second 10 frame, and then you put your numbers here. All right, that's it for today, second graders. Thank you. All right, second graders, new math lesson. We are in lesson 4, page 17. So addition fact pattern. All right, let's see here. Look at the sums on an addition facts table for addends 0 to 5. Describe one of the patterns that you see. Use words, colors, or addition facts to describe the patterns. All right, so over here, page 18. How can you describe the pattern for all sums of 6? So this is our example 6. Look at here. We need to know that these numbers in yellows works at your addends. So this is one addend and this is the second addend. All right, let's see. We're talking about number 6 here. All right, you can write an addition equation for, so if I look here or I look here, let's do it over here. Let's say we're gonna look for number 6. Oh, we don't have 6 here, so let's go for 3. So if I'm looking at this part and I have number 3 and I'm looking for the third row, this is the third row. So like that, if I'm saying adding 3 plus 3, I'm going here. What do I see? 6. So because one addend was 3, the second addend was 3. So 3 plus 3 equals 6. Let's write this down. Okay. Do I have another way to make 6? Yeah. This is my first addend 3. This is my second addend 3. Okay. What if I take 1 from the first addend and I add it to the second addend? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say I'm taking 1 from here. So that would be 2, right? The first addend, this one, 2. All right. So 2 plus, remember it was 3 plus 3. So I take 1 from the first addend and I add it to the second addend. So 2 plus, instead of 3 would be 4 equals 6. So that was another way to make 6. All right. Let's see. Do we have more? I think we do. You know the strategy? We moved 1 from the first addend, this one, and then add it to the second one. Okay, now I'm going to take 1 from the 2. So it would be 1. Use my symbol plus, and the 4, I'm going to add 1. What I took it from the number, I took it from the first addend, I'm going to add it to the second addend. So 4 would become 5. And then I'm going to put my equal sign, and then I know 1 plus 5 equals 6. Do I have more? We do, but I don't have space here. So let's see over here for page 18, the example we have. So you can write an addition. So you can write an addition equation 4 plus 2. 4 and 2 are addends for the sums of 6. That's when we say those yellow rows. Okay, so here are the ways to make a sum of 6. So we have 6 plus 0 equals 6. This is the first one. The number plus 0 give you the number. Okay, remember what we say. We're gonna lose one number from the first addend and we're gonna take him and move him to the second addend. So the 6 become 5 because I take 1 and I'm gonna add this one to the second addend. 1 plus 0, always anything plus 0 is the same number. So 5 plus 1 equals 6. Go again. This is my 5. I'm going to take 1 from the 5, become 4, and then I'm going to add it to my second addend. Now it's 2. So 4 plus 2 equals 6. Very good. Now, again, same strategy. Take 1 from the first addend. 4 become 3 and add it to the second addend. So 3 plus 3 equals 6. Again, lose one number from the first addend and move it to the second addend. So the first 3 become 2, and then the second 3, I will add the 1 and become 4. And again, my sum, as you see, still remain the same. Now, the 2 become 1, and then add 1 to the 4 will be 5. So 1 plus 5 equals 6. This one will be 0. And then I'm going to add the one I took it from the first addend to the second addend here. Become 6. So 0 plus 6 equals 6. So as you see, every time you take one number from the first addend, it goes up for the second addend. So see, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm going down, but all the numbers for my second addends increase by 1. So 0 became 1, then the 1 became 2, 2 became 3, 3 became 4. So I'm adding 1. The 1 I'm taking from the first addend, add it to the second addend. And my sum still the same, 6. So that's 6 way you doing number 6. This is how many ways we can add together to make number 6. So these are, let's see for our guided practice. 10 plus 6 equals 16. So that's my first addend. I'm going to take 1 from the 10. So it's going to be 9. And I'm going to add it to my second addend. 6 becomes 7. So now 9 plus 7 equals 16. Very good. Taking now 1 from the first addend, become 8. I'm going to add this to the second addend. It's going to be 8. So 8 plus 8, 16. Now, another way, the 8, I will take 1 from the 8, so it becomes 7. And then this one, or this number, I'm going to add it to the second addend. It was 8 before, now it's going to be 9. So 7 plus 9 equals 16. And now the 7, very good, will be 6. And my 9, going to increase one number, it's going to be 10. 6 plus 10 equals 16. All right, so let's see the example we have for number 2. All right, so we have 10 plus something equals 14. 10 plus 4. So let's write 4 here. Okay, now I know the strategy. First addend will lose one number, and I'm going to add it to the second addend. So the first addend from 10, if I take away 1, it's going to be 9. And then here, my 4 became 5, so 9 plus 5 equals 14. Again, the 9 will lose a number, will be 8, and this number, we're going to move it to the second addend, so the 5 will be 6. So 8 plus 6 is, of course, 14, because this is always going to be the same sum, because I'm not removing, I'm taking that number and I add it to that second addend. So 7 become, and the 8, I take 1 from the 8, becomes 7, became 7, and then the 6 will be one more 7, so 7 plus 7, 14. Now my first 7 will give away a number to second 7, so this would be 6. And then my second 7 is 8 now, so 6 plus 8 is 14. Now the 6 will lose number to the second addend, so become 5, and my second addend is 9. And now the 5 will go to 4. Very good. And the 9 will move up one number, it will be 10. So 4 plus 10 equals 14. All right. So this is the right way to different ways to make either the number you have 14 or 16. And as we know, you notice that your sum will remain the same. Okay, let's go for next page. All right, independent practice. Now this is your turn. You need to use the same strategy and try to apply what we learned previous page over here. 10 plus 2 equals 12. Now the 10 will go number down, so it's going to be 9, and the 2 will be 3, and go on. All right, and this is again problem solving. This is with sentence, we read and answer the question. So I will read it for you. All right. Lucy is sorting items by their texture. They find 6 items that are bumpy. Lucy finds 5 items that are smooth. So 6 are bumpy and 5 are smooth. How many items does Lucy find in all? Find in all means doesn't matter if it's smooth or it's bumpy, it's all together. So what we're gonna do? Simple addition, 6 plus 5. You add the two items, you have your two add-ins. So 6 plus 5 equals, and you put your answer here. All right, look at the equation below. Circle the add-ins, draw a square around the sum. So we know the add-ins, it's the two parts that we add them, and the sum is your total, your answer. So what do I need to do? I need to circle the add-ins. So this is my first add-in, and this is my second add-in. And what do I need to put? The sum in a square. I'm gonna put the sum in square. So 9 plus 5 equals 14. All right. Number 10, write 8 additions facts that have a sum of 12. How can the addition patterns help you? Explain. This is what we cover, the pattern. Remember, you're gonna start with 10, and then you're gonna 10 plus what give you, because it's always easy to make 10. So we're always gonna say 10 plus 2. All right, so we need to write 8 addition facts, and your sum is 12. So we're gonna say here, I'm gonna do a couple of them for you. So I'm gonna say 10 plus 2 equals 12. I know what I learned. The first addend will lose one number and give it to the second addend. So I'm going to put it next to it because we don't have enough space to put them all. So the 10 will become 9 plus, and the 2 will increase one number, become 3 equals, of course, it's going to be the same, 12. Very good. What's next? What happened to the 9? Become 8. Very good. Plus the 3, change to 4, get one more, equals definitely 12, and so on. So I have now 3 facts. I need to do total 8. So we need to do 5 more. So you can start from what we stop here. So the 8 would be 7, and then the 4 would be 5, and go on. All right, number 11, which have the sum of 17. Choose that all apply. So you might have more than one answer. So 10 plus 7, 7 plus 6, 9 plus 8, or 8 plus 8. So there's 2 answers for this question. All right, so you can use counters, you can draw pictures here and count them. Like, for example, if I want to use something to help me, I'm gonna go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I'm gonna have 7s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know I have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So first one is right. So 10 plus 7 equals 17. And then you can do the rest till you find you only choosing the answer that it's the equation that when you add the 2 add-ins, your answer will be 17. Okay. Okay, second graders, that was it for today's lesson. Thank you.